All the people is just like we all know most of it. I think you heard better than a lot of people. He does it. Look, it's so same for me. We're like that.
Good morning again, pharmacy. I'm still under the weather, but I think I'm okay. So, as long as I have my tea. Anyway, I hate to disappoint some of you. Okay, but it's going to be a 4-hour math marathon today.
No.
No pharmacology. Why? Finals is on Monday. Unless you want to take the finals without me finishing the lecture.
So I can stay for the 2 hours.
Yeah, you can just stay for the 2 hours. Okay. That's why I said I hate to disappoint you. I was planning my lessons for today. And I may even have to get Miss J's class tomorrow. Okay. Because body surface area is not just one topic. You have multiple pediatric dosing calculations, including adult dosing calculations. Yeah. I'm okay to stick with pharmacology if that's what you want. I'm okay. I'm totally okay. Okay. My voice is better. So I think I can do a 4-hour marathon. Oh man. So get ready. That's why I wasn't here. I was here at 8 o'clock, but I was making a lot of copies. I think you'll need more of the math lessons than the pharmacology at this point, knowing that final exam is on Monday for both classes. We're only left with integumentary in pharmacology, and I usually cover that during review. I want to be able to do a thorough review on Friday. That's why I'm changing our schedule to 4 hours of math today. Whether I'm going to take Miss J's class tomorrow or not is still a question. Okay? Depends on how much we accomplish today. Okay? Of course, you're still going to get your 30 minutes break. Okay? That's not a problem. Okay? Some of you may be happy the day after the election. Some of you may be sad. But here are two of the many things I tell my son. There are 3 things you don't discuss with your friends or your family if you want to keep those relationships. It's politics, religion, and sports. And the second one, which I abide by, it's not where you live, which goes with it's not who the president is. It's how you live your life. Okay? It's how you live your life. Okay? I've moved to different countries. Didn't matter to me, right? And I'm moving again. It didn't matter to me. Okay? Because I'm not scared. Okay? You should know your capabilities and your skills. I'm not scared to move. I'm not scared who the president is or will be. Because I know my capabilities. And you should have that in you too. That's fair? Okay. So some people are emotional today. Some people are arguing. I'm not going to do that. We're going to stick to business like always. I hope my voice doesn't run out till the 4th hour, but I will try my best. And if you notice, I grabbed 4 markers, which I think is not enough. Okay, so get ready. Ms. J started with body surface area. What did she cover? Just a formula? Okay, so we're going to practice that and put it in word problems, application. Somebody put the 2 formulas on the board. 1 metric and 1 household, or 2 people. 1 metric and 1 household. You have that? Or I start giving you worksheets. I thought you did that. I saw it written on the board. Okay, Maria, what do you want to do? Metric. Household for you? Yes, Jesse. It's a metric for Maria because Mexico uses metric, so she's very familiar with that. Europe uses metric. Okay. You're born and raised here, use household. Did this on tutoring learning.
Yeah,
You have to put your square for the whole, not just a numerator. This is important.
It doesn't, it's not gonna hold.
It doesn't, it's not harder one? It's a permanent one?
Just use the spray.
That's what I said. I was like, it looks like
Use the
Sharpie.
spray, it'll come out.
They put it in the Sharpie.
It's behind there.
Alcohol takes it off.
It's behind there.
Which one? It's not a Sharpie. They put it with a Sharpie in the office supplies. I'll email them. Here too. It's okay.
Put the dry eraser on.
Yeah, that will work.
Use the alcohol pad.
If you write over it,
Mhm.
it'll come off. Learn that trick, or you do this, Maria. And it'll come off. Justin.
Yeah.
Workout.
Oh, it just might take a little.
My goodness.
Yeah, just use the alcohol.
They put it in the spot where we have. I said, oh, maybe it's a different brand.
I was like, this is-
Because there's no dry erase. Thank you.
No, the
I usually record the review or all the topics that are new for finals, so this will be available to you.
But you don't gotta do all that.
Those who bond their conversion quiz, you have a lot of work to do. Okay.
Did you? Yeah.
Coming up. Hurry up, just go there. I'll take care of that. Okay.
Over recording?
Oh my goodness.
Hey, continue erasing this, Justin.
Huh?
Continue erasing this.
I got it.
Come on. I don't have the energy today. And then use the alcohol wrap back.
I probably gotta take a shot and to do that. For how.
Buenos días.
Metric or.
Sí, buenas tardes.
4 hours.
Let's go. It's not a punishment, Lester. You just need. I do with that one. Okay. To let them know to not reach that. Formula for body surface area. Our topic is body surface area for the next, I'd say, 2 hours or an hour. Thank you. Okay. Symbol first. Why do we need to know body surface area? It's a calculation used for what? It's a variable used for what? Dosage calculation. Okay. Dosage calculation, the amount of drug that needs to be given, administered, or injected to the patient. Okay. Why body surface area? I thought when we give kids their medication, it's based on weight, it's based on height, right? It's based of age. I should have brought the Tylenol with me, pediatric one. Okay. You remember at the back of the Tylenol, especially children's, the dosing is based off age and weight, right? But why are we using body surface area over those? Because body surface area is more accurate. Body surface area, two variables, if you notice, is your height and your weight together. Okay. can't be based on age anymore. Why? People don't come in the same size. You got same age, you got same size. No. Okay. With the obesity problem that we have, okay, some kids run on the skinny side, some kids run on the bigger side, even if they're only 3 years old. Right? So age is not an accurate measurement of correct dosing. Weight can be a little bit more accurate than just age. And that's why in over-the-counter meds, they have a table that shows this is your age and this is your weight, this is the dose. That's what Tylenol uses or acetaminophen uses. Are you following? Okay. And there are different calculations that we use back in the day. Okay. If you pull your dosage calculation sheets that I gave from day one, pull them out, probably in your clear sheets. Okay. There are Young's rule, Fried's rule. Okay. In there. And I'll talk about that before I talk about body surface area. Ms. J talked about that. So maybe it's worth talking about this. Every now and then it shows up. And I'll tell you things how to remember this formulas. Okay. Back in the day, it was based off age and weight. Okay. Well, those dosage calculations, it says in the front. That's your cheat sheet. I don't want to call it cheat sheet because I don't like cheating in my class. Should be pulling it up because I'm going to ask you the formula for Young's rule, Fried's rule, and Clark's rule. Okay. This is how I remember these things. Young's, Clark's, and Fried's. There are 3 rules that we used to use in dosage calculation, pediatric dosing. Okay. Clark is a shoe brand, Clark's. Who knows that brand, shoe brand? Okay. It's ugly, but it's comfortable. Okay. So I remember Clark's rule as pediatric dosage calculation based on weight, because all my weight are on my feet, also my shoes. So if you take a look at the formula for Clark's rule, can you verify that that particular formula is based off a child's weight? Yes? Okay, now, can somebody put the formula for Clark's rule on this side so we can see Clark's rule before we start jumping to body surface area? Okay. Want to do it again? Justine, come on. Clark's rule. Oh no, I gave you worksheets, right? I gave you dosage calculation on top of your pharmacy math sheet. Because I said you're going to need the sequence for back-to-back pages. The one with the table on top. It starts with minims. And it says dosage calculations right on the very top. Such Clark's rule. As this shows up, there will be 2 questions on this on final exam, and this shows up every now and then on the PTCE. Find it? It says dosage calculations on top. There's a table first, and there are different formulas below it and behind it. The back.
You want us to write all of them?
Young's rule is next. And then I need Fried's rule.
Where is this?
No.
Cowlings we don't use, so I don't need that.
Yeah.
OCD. Get it. It's, yeah, Jessica, you're next. Right through after Kathy. I'll teach you how to remember these things so the formula sticks in your head. Okay. Some people say Freeds, but if it's Freeds, it should be EI, right? So I call it fried. And there's a reason why I call it fried. I'm going to tell you. Yes. If you watched my video, I talked about fried chicken, how to remember it. That sounds good for lunch. But I think it will make me cough. Fried food will make me. I haven't had breakfast. Only had probiotics.
No, I will drink dark soda, but my mom is for sure. Sir.
Thank you guys. Okay, here comes your child dosing. Very, very important. Thank you, thank you. So I talked about Clark's rule. Clark's is a shoe brand. Maybe it's not popular to your generation because it's an ugly style, but they're very comfortable. Okay. How do I remember Clark's rule? Clark's rule is a calculation of dosage, pediatric dosing, okay, based on weight. Clark's is a shoe brand. All my weight are on my feet or my shoes. One way. Okay. Weight of the child in pounds over 150 times the adult dose. All of these formulas are based on ratio and proportion. How? Why? The 150 is actually the normal or the average adult weight in pounds before we had obesity problems. So it's a proportion, adult versus child. That's why we came up with this formula. Are you following? The next two are based off child's age. And this is how you remember. Okay. When you say young, it's based on age, right? So the age of the child in years over age in years plus 12 times adult dose is dose for a child. How is that different with Freud's rule, which is also based in age, based off of age? This is how you know the difference. This one is used for children younger than 2 years of age, and this one is used for 2 and up. And how do I remember that? We do not give fried food to children younger than 2 years of age.
Yeah.
I wish my teacher taught me that. No. Not give fried food to children younger than 2 years of age. And that's why this age is in months. Okay? Over 150 times adult dose for a child. Very seldom, 1 or 2 questions, will it show up on the PTCE because these are old ways for calculating dosage for a child. We'll park it right here, okay? And you do have a handout for this one, back-to-back one, a complete one, which you will be needing a lot this next couple of days, okay? Now, because we realized, well, it's not accurate by just doing weight, right? Or age, even more so age, because we don't come in the same size and form. We're this age, right? So we have to use the variable height and weight for us to be more accurate. right? And that's when the body surface area come into play. The combination of height and weight, don't you think is more accurate than just weight alone or age alone? Okay. Really, you don't have to calculate body surface area because there's a device that we use to know the body surface area. It's a chart. Do you know what that is called? And it shows up on the PTCE. It's a chart that tells you the body surface area if you just find the height and the weight. And that chart is called the nomogram. Okay. I want you to look up what a nomogram looks like before I move on. Nomo. So it's similar to the table that's at the back of Tylenol. It's age and weight. This one is height and weight. Nomogram is a chart or a table that we use so that we don't have to calculate body surface area. Just look it up. You see how it looks like? Are the two variables height and weight? Are the two variables height and weight? Yes. You see that? Okay. So you really just have to plot, and then there goes your body surface area. Okay. That's what we use in the field in practice. Now we have to learn to calculate body surface area based on formula. Okay. This I'd say is wrong. Why is this wrong? Why is this wrong? There's a big difference between a square root just in the numerator and a square root covering the whole formula. Big mistake. Just like when you're calculating temperature, right? No matter what, we follow the PEMDAS rule. So calculating Celsius, remember F minus 32 over 1.8. If you continue, which happened to Ty, if you just press the Fahrenheit that's given, minus 32 divided by 1.8, you will get the wrong answer. Why? Because it follows PEMDAS no matter what. So what should you do if this is the formula? You press equals first after you plug in the Fahrenheit minus 32. Two separate answers, two very different answers. Is that clear? Okay. So I have to correct this side. This side is good, which means you have to be mindful on your formula. Meaning the square root is for the whole thing. So how does that go? Let's talk about, is this household? Yes, this is household. Why is it household? Well, I know that in my household here in America, we use inches and pounds. That's why I know it's household. You following? Okay. So this is inches, it's height, right? Pounds is weight. You have to remember, if you're using the household formula, the denominator is 31. Following? Okay. You have to multiply, press equals to be safe, then divide it by 31 before you get the square root. Are you following? And your final answer is meter squared or square meters. Okay. In my household in the Philippines, I know that we use kilograms in that household. Or in the grocery. When we buy our fruits, it's per kilogram. When we buy our fruits here, it's per pounds. Following? Okay. So I know that this is because Philippines, Mexico, Europe follows the metric system. That's how I remember it. And so you remember, whatever I use in the house is household here in the US. Okay. What's the difference? This is in household units, centimeters, right? I mean, a metric unit, centimeters, a metric unit for the inches, It's still a measurement of height, right? And kilograms is a unit for weight, metric system. But when you're using metric, your denominator changes to 3,600. Okay? And then you get the square root after you get the quotient. Is that clear? Okay, now, Ms. L, which one do we use? It's up to you. If your brain registers 3131 because it's easier, you have to remember that what your brain registered is household, whatever we use here in the States. If your brain can only register 3,600, then stick to this. But here's one reminder. If you remember one or the other, you have to remember the units that you used. So if the problem gives you weight in pounds, but you only remember this formula, you have to remember to convert your pounds to kilograms. You following? If the problem gave you height in inches, but you only remember this formula, you have to remember to convert your inches to centimeters. So you have to train your brain to remember, what did I memorize or what did I remember? Is that clear? You don't have to know both, but if you're an overachiever, you remember both, it makes the problem solving easier, because if you see that the problem is given in inches and pounds, you can just proceed, divisor 3131. If you see that the problem is in kilograms or inches, you just proceed and you use 3,600. That's up to you. But either one works. You following? Either one works. So it's up to you. Like, I was tutoring Maria a couple days ago on this topic, and she said, this is what registers, because in Mexico, it's kilograms, she said. So she was trying to do both. I said, no. Choose one. Choose one. Don't stress yourself. Choose one. Is that clear? Okay. Now I'm going to do a practice on the board. Josh, who weighs 65 kilograms, which I doubt. Josh, it's just a problem here, okay? Sorry. Weighs 65 kilograms and is 5 centimeters tall. What is Josh's body surface area in meters square or square meters? Okay. It's in kilograms and centimeters. If I know both, I just stick to this one, right? But if I know this, because I want what's in the American household, I have to convert my kilograms to pounds, and I have to convert my centimeters to inches, and divide by 31. Okay. Now, I know Miss J started with body surface area because she wants you to be familiar with your calculator. Okay? You have to have, I told this at the beginning of class, a calculator that has a square root functionality. Because you need that for this sequence. You don't have a calculator, man? You go to war without a weapon? That doesn't sound like a Viking, isn't it? I know that you use your phone for your calculators, okay? So I had students who use scratch papers, long way, long method. Okay, no calculator, you just have to do that. Okay. Give me an answer. What is it? 1.24 meters squared. Keep 2 decimal places or the hundredths place. Okay, who got this one? That's how you use your calculator. Okay, I cannot exactly tell you how to use your calculator because each calculator is different. The best resource is your user manual. Some will have to press second function before the square root. Some calculators are like that. Some they will just have to press square root first and then plug in all the numbers. So you have to figure out how your calculator works. Is that clear? If you got 1.24, you got it right. So remember how to use that in the calculator. Is that clear? Remember the steps, how you did that in the calculator. Now, I'm going to have some in-class work. 4 body surface areas to calculate. Okay. You may use whatever formula, either one, household or metric. It's up to you. You see how much worksheets we have to go through?
Oh my.
Yes, that's why I was gone for 4 minutes. No. You may borrow a calculator from your classmates who's got extra. You know you're in math. Even this calculator at Walmart, less than $2, $5, less than $5, it has its very functionality. Perfect timing and coordinate. You're here. Do the fresh. This is you getting familiarized with how to use your calculator with a square root functionality. Who likes remembering household? Yeah, you like both? That's good. Okay, who likes remembering metric? Okay, just do both.
I feel like whichever one I see first.
Yeah,
So
because
if I see inches first.
right. But pay attention because sometimes they mix match. Pay attention, huh? So you should know that centimeters and kilograms are metric and inches and pounds are household. Sometimes they'll use kilogram but inches. So you only have to convert one. Then you have to decide which one. Maria, is there a way to remember the denominator of metric for you, the 3,600? No.
My size is bigger.
Oh, bigger.
That's right. Because pound is 2.2 is bigger than kilogram. So it's the opposite. So I said I had.
Your side is
My
bigger.
side-
I like it. I remember that. Your side, Mexico, is bigger. 3,600. Got it.
Sí, es que se me.
Just like you never forget the happy face on the temperature.
No. My mistake yesterday in the quiz. It's because I didn't pay attention. That's why I keep trying.
True, true, true.
Yeah.
Everybody ready? Not yet. Tony, Josh, Maggie, and Tommy. Go to calculate their body surface areas. All final answers must have a meter square unit. If it's just blank, you have to put meter square or I'll mark you wrong.
And 97. They're both are different. So we have to convert. I convert them.
There'll be some discrepancies a little bit because of the formulas that you used, and that's fine. Forgot much.
Trying to get from. Right. Yeah.
Because I'm doing a 4-hour math class today, no tutoring today, I'll be tutoring tomorrow.
I feel like, oh, I just, 31,
I may have to ask Miss J to do pharmacology tomorrow. Finish.
Right here, 31, 31.
Yeah.
Oh, my. So, you are the same answer.
Yes, very, very little discrepancy.
So it'll be the exact same answer.
Sometimes there'll be a little bit of a discrepancy, like 0.0. That's fine. It depends on what you use. Yeah, I have 2 answers on my answer key. Because if you use household, this is the answer. If you use metric, this is the answer. Okay. Why? It's about 0.01. Ready? Okay, Tony's body surface area when Tony weighs 48 pounds and 96 inches tall is 1.21 meters squared. 1.21 meters squared. Who got that one? Hands up. Okay. Josh, if Josh weighs 33 pounds and 90 centimeters tall, Josh's body surface area would be, if you use, it can be 0.61 meters squared or 0.62 meters squared. 0.61 or 0.62 meters squared. It depends on whether you use household or metric. That's why I said there would be sometimes a discrepancy of 0.01, and that's okay. Okay? So who got 0.61? What did you use, household or metric? Who had 0.62? What did you use? Household. Okay, there you go. Maggie, who weighs 20 kilograms and is 34 inches tall, body surface area would be? It can be 0.69 meters squared or 0.7 meters squared, depending on the formula you used. Okay? Do not forget the leading 0, drop the trailing 0. Is that clear? Justine? Leading 0. Okay? Meter squared. Tommy, if Tommy weighs 35 pounds and is 15 inches tall, you can tell that these are babies, right? Yeah, 15 inches tall. Okay. Body surface area of Tommy would be 0.41 meters squared, whether you use household or metric. Who got 0.41? Who got everything correct? Now you know how to use your calculator. Now you know how to use the formula. Now you know how to use body surface area in calculating. Now you know how to use height and weight in calculating body surface area. Any questions before I proceed to the next topic that involves application of body surface area in word problems? No questions? Because this body surface area is just a variable to a bigger problem. How much do you have to give to the patient given this body surface area? because we're doing dosage calculations, pediatric dosing specific. Okay? You cannot calculate this right if you don't know your conversions. So let's recap. 1 kilogram is equivalent to pounds. And an inch is equivalent to 2.5, or to be exact, 2.54 centimeters, 2.5 is. Any questions? I'll give you your homework. When is this homework due? Next class, which is Friday, just so you have more practice. But I'm going to proceed with the next set of worksheets. No, you don't, because you don't do math. It's just for you. But I need copies. Yes. But
Everybody need it. It should all matter.
I want you to put that homework away. It's not the time to do it because we have other topics. Please get one in first. This is now the application of body surface area. Can somebody erase the board, please? Thanks. Can you erase the board? Oh. Did you get one? No. Did you get one? Okay, that's why it's extra. Thanks.
The whole thing?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. Who would put a permanent marker in the same spot where the dry erase markers are, and there's no dry erase marker?
No.
So I thought it's just a different brand, but that's my fault. I didn't read. Okay. You should have worksheets, thanks, Justine, that says answer the following questions based on body surface area and dosages. This is the application of what you've been doing, body surface area. Yes, everyone should have it. Yeah, it says answer the following questions based on body surface area and dosages. I'm going to do the first patient, the first one. Okay, then I'm going to have you do the rest and we'll discuss it. Okay, and I have more worksheets on this one. This is how you're going to see it on your final exam and board exam. Word problems. There's one thing I cannot do for you, which is comprehend the problem. Okay, so it's okay to not get it the first time. You know, I read it a minimum of 3 times. And I've been teaching it for a long time. I've been a pharmacist 26 years. I have to read word problems a minimum of 3 times for me to know what exactly it's asking me. Okay? First one, Sarah is your patient whose body surface area. So we have patient Sarah. But you don't have to calculate the body surface area because body surface area was given in the problem. Sarah has a body surface area of 0.45 meters square and is to receive Rosifin 100 milligrams per meter square once daily. The supply dosage is available in 1 gram per ml. It's 2 questions in here, okay? First one is, how many milligrams of Rosifin should Sarah receive? If you notice, this is in bold. Administration, that means per dose. Okay? And then there's a follow-up question right over here. How many milliliters of Rosifin should be administered per dose? Per dose. So you should pay attention to these things. You did quantity to be dispensed, right? In simple terms, this problem is actually quantity to be dispensed per dose. Okay, so how do we calculate or tackle this problem? How many milligrams of rocephin should she receive per administration? Body surface area is 0.45 meters squared. Rocephin prescription is 100 milligrams per meter squared once daily. What do you think is the first step? I can see a ratio and proportion here right off the bat. What do I see, Jessica? What do I see? What do I use for ratio and proportion?
100 mg.
Good job, Yami. 100 mg per meter square. That is what's available, what you have, right? That's what's prescribed. What's my proportion now? Thank you, Maria. XMG, not ml though. They're different, okay? And what's my denominator? There you go. That's the ratio and proportion I see. Why? It says that for rocephin, for this drug, the dosing is 100 milligrams per meter square. But our patient doesn't have a full meter square. So you gotta calculate that, get the proportion of how much milligrams of drug is needed to be given to this patient without overdosing the patient. Because if we give the patient 100 milligrams, is that an overdose or an underdose? It's an overdose. The patient is barely half of it. Did you see that? That's how I look at it. Okay, so what's my X?
45 milligrams.
How is it going to be meter squares when my X is milligrams? 45 what? mg, not ml, not meter square. Pay attention. Okay, so where's that answer? First question, second question? First question. So 45 milligrams. Okay. Well, it says per administration. That's the correct answer. Say, for example, this is not once daily. It's 3 times a day. And it says for the total duration of treatment. What do you do with this one? Get it? Okay. So always pay attention. If I'm taking a paper test, I'd underline this or encircle these words. Always. Okay. Next one. How many milliliters of rocephin should be administered per dose? I see another ratio and proportion there. Because this is quantity to be dispensed, but it's in X, so your final answer must be in ml. Supply, what do you have in the pharmacy? Remember, desired over half times quantity, but when it's in liquid form, it's better ratio and proportion. So what can you see? 1 gram per ml. But will it be apples to apples if I use 1 gram? So what do I do with this 1 gram first? Becomes 1000 mg per ml. Now, can you see ratio and proportion? 1000 mg for every milliliter. What's my proportion? 45 mg over x ml. What's the answer? In ml.
0.045 milliliters.
Stella, why is it so little? What's her patient? Pediatrics. So 0.05. It's not that difficult. You just have to understand the problem.
What did it do? 1000 mg, not 100 mg? Oh, you wrote it wrong.
She just wrote it there.
It's 1,000. Oh, 1,000. Yes, sorry. Thank you. But the math is right. The math is right. So 1,000 mg. Thank you. So 1,000 mg over 1 ml equals 45 mg over X ml. But the math is right. Okay. Should now proceed with the next patient. Same process each time. Same process for Maggie. And the second page as well, and Jerry and Marcia. We will be back.